You know, we're told all the time that football is a game of money now. We're told that if you don't have a billionaire owner or a stadium that looks like a five-star hotel, you just don't belong at the top. But then you look at a map of Switzerland and find a town called Thun. It's a beautiful place, home to just 45,000 people. To give you some perspective, you could fit the entire population of Thun into Manchester United's Old Trafford and still have 30,000 empty seats. It's a quiet town, known more for its stunning lake and its mountain air than for world-dominating sports teams. And yet, as of mid-April 2026, something impossible is happening here. Something that defies every rule of the game. FC Thun, a team that was grinding away in the second division just 10 months ago, is currently sitting at the very top of the Swiss Super League. And they aren't just leading, they are 11 points clear. They are running away with the title. This is the story of how the ultimate underdogs conquered the mountains. To understand why this is such a miracle, you have to look at where this team was just a few years ago. For 5 long, grueling seasons, FC Thun was stuck in the shadows. They were the classic yo-yo club, you know the type. Too good for the bottom of the second tier, but never quite big enough to hold their own at the top. From 2020 to 2025, they played in the Challenge League. It's a tough physical league where every game is a battle, and the glamour of the Champions League feels like a million miles away. Every year, Thun would get close. Every year, their best players would get scouted and snatched away by the big clubs in Bern or Basel. They were essentially the academy for the rest of Switzerland. But everything changed in May 2025. When they finally won promotion, the fans didn't just celebrate a league change. They celebrated the end of an era, but even in that moment of joy, they were skeptical. The logic from the critics was simple. Look at the Giants. You have Young Boys, a club with a massive stadium, 30,000 loud fans, and a budget that dwarfs everyone else. Then you have FC Basel, the historic powerhouse with all the trophies and the international scouting network. These clubs spend millions on transfers from South America, France, and Germany just to stay competitive. Thun's home, the Stockhorn Arena, holds only 10,000 people. On a quiet Tuesday night, you can actually hear the cowbells from the nearby alpine pastures. Their big summer signing wasn't a superstar from the Premier League or a wonder kid from Brazil. In fact, their secret weapon was that they didn't change a thing. While the big teams were firing managers and panic-buying new strikers to deal with the pressure, Thun's manager, Mauro Lustinelli, stayed calm. He looked at the group of players who had fought for promotion and told them, "You got us here. You are the one who are going to take us to the next level." They kept the same core, the same bond, and the same brotherhood. They went into the lion's den with a slingshot, and they haven't missed a shot yet. The season kicked off, and the miracle began to take a real, tangible shape. Thun didn't just play defensive, hope for a draw football. They played a style that was fast, fearless, and incredibly fun to watch. It was high-energy, attacking football that caught the established Giants completely off guard. By the time the first snow started falling in November, the fairy tale had turned into a total takeover. They went on a 10-match winning streak, the longest in the entire country. They didn't care about the history of the stadiums they were visiting. They went to the Wankdorf Stadium in Bern, a place where they usually lose 4-0, and they walked out with all 3 points. And the numbers, if you like stats, these are actually insane. After 32 matches, Thun has 71 points and 11 points clear of St. Gallen. They have scored 72 goals, more than anyone else, and conceded only 36, the fewest in the league. They aren't just sitting in first place, they are embarrassing the establishment. But what makes this story truly special isn't just the wins on the pitch, it's the people. The stars of this team aren't global celebrities who live in gated communities, they are part of the town. Take Elman Rastida. He's a 24-year-old striker who just a couple of years ago was a talent that people had started to give up on. He couldn't find a permanent home, bouncing around and looking for a chance. At Thun, he found more than a team. He found a family. Now he's the league's most clinical finisher with 13 goals. He doesn't act like a superstar, he just goes out and does his job. Then you have Leonardo Bertone in the midfield. He's the veteran leader, the heartbeat of the squad. 32, people said he was too old for the top flight. Instead, he's playing the best football of his life, controlling the tempo of games like he's playing in his own backyard. The togetherness isn't a marketing slogan, it's the reason they are beating teams worth 60 times more than them. We are now in the home stretch of the 2025-26 season. The impossible is starting to look inevitable. With only a few games left, if Thun holds their nerve, they won't just win their first ever league title in 127 years of history, they will qualify for the Champions League. I want you to really think about that for a second. Imagine the Champions League anthem playing in that tiny stadium by the lake. Imagine Real Madrid, Manchester City, or Liverpool having to fly into a small airport, take a bus into the Alps, and walk out into a 10,000-seat arena. Imagine world-class superstars looking up from the pitch and seeing the Eiger Mountain instead of a wall of concrete. That isn't a dream anymore. It's a reality that could happen in just a few months. FC Thun is a reminder of why we fell in love with this sport in the first place. And you need to believe that on any given Saturday, the small guy can knock out the giant. This team has shown the world that money can buy players, but it can't buy the kind of heart they have in the Berner Oberland. So what do you think? Is this the greatest underdog story of the decade? Does it top what Leicester City did back in 2016? And more importantly, how far do you think this village team can go in the Champions League next year? Could they actually pull off an upset against the biggest names in Europe? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I want to know if you believe in the miracle. And if you love a good football fairy tale as much as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.